Hello, beautiful people. So, finally, after going out for the day, had to run a couple of errands, had to come by the pharmacy, pick up some medicine. Finally got done doing some of the things that I needed to run out and do today. Luckily, had a babysitter, so I was able to come out by myself. But just wanted to do the quick daily check-in like I had promised you all that we would do. If you hadn't noticed since this morning's video, I did get my brows on before we ended the video. It's been really super hot here today. I've got the air blasting right now in the vehicle. I'm absolutely scorching. Had to kind of cool some of this heat down and some of this sweat I've been shedding a little bit here before I could tune back in with y'all to actually do a makeup check-in when I had sweat pouring down my face. So I'm gonna give Makeup Forever a little bit of a break. After I ended this morning's video doing the first impressions and trying some of those products out, I did, and I didn't get to mention it, but I did end up using a Cover FX illuminating setting spray. So something that I didn't use on camera that I need to go back in, I guess, and enter in some of the details that I did end up using to try to help a sister out was some actual setting spray, a couple of pumps of some illuminizing setting spray. And I just want to say my forehead is still peeling. I'm still creasing, if you can recall from the video from earlier. By the way, if you did not watch this morning's video, you may be a little bit more informed if you check that one out first, then come back and hit me up in this one and you'll know a little bit more about what we're talking about. But the only other thing I've got on this face since you have seen me was I did brows on camera, all of my highlight, my contour, my setting powder, my illuminating It Cosmetics under eye. Nothing has been touched up. Nothing. In case you can't tell, like I said earlier, smile lines are not my best friend. And for some reason, I guess this little line that I do in my forehead right there, it's not my best friend either, because in case you can't tell, honey, those lines are becoming prominent. I also used the Milk Makeup Blur Stick, and that was supposed to reduce fine lines and wrinkles and leave a matte finish. And I did make sure to really go in, if you notice or if you watch in the first video, I really went in hard there and some here on either side where pores tend to seem a little bit bigger. Now, and when I get up close, and we're using God's Light right now, kitties, God's Light. I am in the vehicle. I am totally out and about, vlogging, just to give you guys that daily check-in that I promised. Now, I did do this at 8 o'clock this morning, and like I said, the only other two things, three, that I've done since you have seen me was I gave this baby some illuminating setting spray. We did our ColourPop Smashbox mix, a little bit of Stila lip color, all of it's matte liquid lip paint, basically. And then I did, of course, go in, nothing on my eyes. I put some Laura Mercier cashmere tan brown, it's a new, almost like an eyeshadow primer, but you can also wear it as a lid tint, which is really cool, and it just kind of gives your eye like a natural color without having to use eyeshadow, or it's also used as an eye primer. I will show you guys a tutorial with that when we do eyes, but all I did was put that Laura Mercier, and I will give you the exact shade in that video later. But basically, all I did was go in my lid to keep any of my concealers or foundations from creasing. I put that Laura Mercier on there. And I did do my brows on camera with the Brow Power pencil, and I showed you guys that with the spoolie on one end. As you can see, brows are still on point. That lip is still holding on. I also will give a shout out. I used the Kat Von D liquid lip, and she is still hanging on very much so. Other than that, though, my liquid lip, my It, and of course I did it. Now you can't go out the house without a little bit of mascara, so I did actually go back in and apply some of my Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. This is my fave right now, go to Marc Jacobs mascara. It literally, like, one swoosh. As a matter of fact, I was running late for my appointment and not safe. No children are in my vehicle with me, but carefully in my mirror, running late, I did actually do my lashes on my way to my appointment. So quick and in a hurry, swoosh, swoosh, and you can see that Marc Jacobs, honey, she grabs those lashes and she holds them. That was no eyelash curler. That was no prepping them, brushing them, nothing. That was, girl, get your eyelashes, bring them to life, and put you a little bit of color on there. Other than that, I actually didn't even do my bottom lashes because I was too worried about me driving, getting it on my illuminating under eye. So this legit is simply the illuminating that I did this morning. So a big shout out to It Cosmetics. My dark circles, but I have been sweating, are starting to slightly come through a little bit. But between the setting powders that I used, between I did go in with a little bit of a that car was looking at me. They were weird. What is that stuff called? Oh yeah, Velvet Finish, like by Bare Minerals, Mineral Veil. Right after I did a little Mineral Veil, and then I did my setting spray. Other than that, the only thing that has touched this face legit, ColourPop, Kat Von D's lip liner, and then I did go in with a little bit of Stila in the middle to kind of give it an ombre effect, which, like I said, I have sweat like a dog, burning up, hot outside today here. It's trying to rain. You all know that humid, muggy, miserable heat. But, so for the Makeup HD itself, Makeup Forever HD, I want to give a girl some props and say that she's tried. Like, she's trying. She's like, I want to help you. I want to be there for you. And you know, as far as the actual foundation itself, like, you can see that my contour is still there. My cheek color, my highlighter, just because I'm creasing, that's not necessarily my foundation's fault. We did go in with the Milk Blurring Stick. We did go in with the Complexion Prep Hydra Fix by Urban Decay. And we did go in with the Glam Glow Moisturizing in Nude Glow for an under illuminizing effect moisturizer, or can be worn by itself if you remember, as well as that Milk makeup can be worn by itself. And if I'd have thought and wasn't in a hurry, because I'm always late, I probably would have thrown that Urban Decay in my bag and kind of gave myself maybe a little complexion prep spritz, since, like I said, since I've started sweating, you can see a little bit of discoloration right here in my forehead where, like, I've started to peel from being hot, from being sweaty, and that's just something you can't help. But other than that, girl, I mean, she wants to hold on. Like, you can see my contour is still there on this side, still there on that side, cheek color still there, and it's, you know, that was all put on after, so that goes to tell me that there is still some foundation there, just obviously from, you know, sweating and being outside and being in a wanting to thunderstorm kind of weather type of way, you know, it's obviously going to kind of have its rounds on anyone. I think the sweating a little bit has caused some of the creasing and some of the creasing in my smile lines as well. Or maybe I just need to start being on the up and up with my age moisturizers that I have tons of. We are getting ready to start the tutorials on those, girl, because if you don't know, I will share with you, I did just turn 29, so it's never too early. I hit up the tanning bed a lot when I was younger. Like, we're talking 2 packages at 2 different places so I could could lay twice a day. So with that being said, I've not always been great to my skin, not always been great about taking my makeup off at night. I'm like a next day touch-up kind of wearer when I was younger, just on the run all the time. But basically, a lot of that, you know, and smiling, and I'm not gonna, you know, say that I can help that, but I do have a lot of different treatments that I've picked up to do with you guys through vlogging and through videoing that we can try out together. Some really expensive stuff to see if it's gonna be worth it, to see if we can see some of these places shrink together. But for a makeup check-in for exactly 8 hours, actually almost going on 9 hours at this point later, she's there, she's thirsty, she needs a little more, she needs touched up, but this is me not applying not another thing to the top. So in God's beautiful light here, as you can see, I am outside, I am in my vehicle. You can see that, I mean, she is there. My complexion, thank the Lord, other than some dry patchy spots right now, and I think that has been from some of the cleansers and things that I've been using. Anytime I try to switch it up or go with something different, it seems like I start to peel, start to shed, you know, something will come up. So I do kind of have to be careful about some of that. But as far as my anti-aging moisturizers, we're going to be trying a lot of those together, some clinically proven treatments. But the only other thing that I applied, honey, is this Marc Jacobs that every female needs to get. When it talks about voluptuous, honey, velvet major volume mascara, this baby is not kidding. We will do a full tutorial with eye makeup, and I will show you the actual wand and the full line when it comes to this. But I just wanted to update you on what was on my eyes. Still just touching in with this, you know, blur stick, and the Makeup Forever HD stays in place all day long, and we can see through some sweat, through some heat, baby, that she ain't trying to stay all day. She's lingering, she's hanging by a finger, but she's trying to leave. So that's just a little update for now. We will check back in, and maybe we'll try to do an eye, maybe an eye look a little bit later. I do have a little bit more paparazzi stuff that I need to upload and share with you guys. But for the makeup check-in, that is all. If you have not already, you make sure and hit that subscribe button. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff like this, all kinds of check-ins, all kinds of tutorials, all kinds of try-its. So yeah, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.